Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this virtual grant announcement. Very exciting for us here in Gardner. If you've been watching the mayor's updates or seeing the videos of the news that we've been putting out here in Gardner lately, you saw that last week we broke ground on phase 2 of Gardner's Rear Main Street revitalization project. That included a 100-plus spot parking lot, event plaza, food truck court, water feature, and a lot more over on Rear Main Street and Derby Drive, just behind places that are familiar to us here in Gardner, like John's Sport Shop, the Velvet Goose, Priscilla Candy, right by Levi Haywood Memorial Library. We're here today to announce that we're continuing that progress here in Gardner and announcing that Gardner has recently been awarded $3.5 million from the Commonwealth's Housing Works grant program for us to continue that process so that we can go from that smokestack on Rear Main Street all the way to behind the Gardner Police Department, Cumberland Farms, Diamond Heart Art Studios, and finish that out there too. We know it'll be some type of residential structure with some more parking, some green spaces, and really take this spot that's been vacant and run down in the city for almost 2 decades now and bring new life back to an area here in Gardner. So you're going to hear from several people today who are going to be related to that project, had some type of involvement in that project, or will benefit directly from that. So I'd like to hand it off right now to our state representative, Jonathan Zlotnik.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and it's great to be back on this site twice in 2 weeks to announce the next phase of this. And another big grant, you said $3.5 million, which I want to point out is one of the biggest awards the state made through the One Stop program this year, right here, making this important investment in Gardner. And like the mayor said, this is something that we've been at for many years, but this is an important piece towards the revitalization and redevelopment of downtown Gardner. I don't think I'm going on much of a limb to say that when this is done, with the units of housing that this is going to add, the event space, the parking, that this is really going to be transformative for the city of Gardner in better utilizing this space in what we call Rear Main Street along Derby Drive, which was put in by another state grant that we announced on this spot many years ago. So I'm very happy to have been a partner in this project for many years through several rounds of grants. And that's the important part. Everyone you're going to hear speak from today, and some people who couldn't join us today, a project as big as this over as many years as this has taken doesn't get done and isn't a success unless every single person along the way, when it comes their turn, does their job and does so successfully, whether that's myself, the mayor, the city council president, the GRA, and the private sector, as well as the city's economic development department. Everybody has to do their job to make something like this happen. So I'm very proud and happy to have played a part in that, and I look forward, just like we were on the other end, breaking ground over there, to be back here soon enough, breaking ground on this phase of the project. So thank you. And I'd like to introduce another important person in making this all possible through her leadership of the City Council, the City Council President, Elizabeth Kazinski.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is wonderful to be here today. Again, I echo a lot of what the rep had said about being here back in Rear Main Street, second time in just a couple of weeks, to make another exciting announcement. And the City Council's piece of all of these types of grants is typically to do a matching piece of it. It's been several years where Rear Main Street continues to be developed, and this is pretty monumental as it's phase 3 of this 3-phase project that now, since we have the funding, we can move forward and complete it. What we do at the City Council level is we review funding that we need to match these kinds of grants, and it's significantly less than usually what the overall state contribution is, but it's a huge part when it comes to what we have in the city to give and to distribute. And so when we put our piece into it in the city side, and then we get rewarded on the state side or federal side at times for these kinds of grants to continue this type of development. It just, again, shows that you have to go hand in hand, you have to do your part. And it becomes more desirable to award us this money because we do our part on the city side, and we work to do the things we need to do to develop it. But we would not be able to do this by any means in the amount of time that we have and the scope that we have if we didn't have our state partners. And I want to thank Rep. Zlotnik for his huge role in this, as well as everyone who's put a piece of it together. And also here joining me today, my fellow city councilors, Brad Heglin, Alec Durnalowitz, and Paul Tassoni. And on behalf of the City Council, I just want to say how excited we are to be here today to celebrate this and to see what's moving forward at the next groundbreaking and the ribbon cuttings and all the celebration down the road. But as many years as this takes to develop, there's even more years ahead of us, so the city's going to be able to enjoy it, and it's going to be something really special for Gardner. It is my pleasure to introduce a fellow City Councilor, but also the chair of the GRA, Paul Tassoni.
How exciting is this? $3.5 million for the revitalization of this downtown area, from the smokestack to City Hall to the gateway. I was here when we first broke ground for the gateway to downtown Gardner, down the city. $3.5 million, and from a GRA perspective, we work behind the scenes acquiring and working with the city to ensure that we could make this project viable. So on behalf of the Gardner Redevelopment Authority, I'd like to thank Rep. Zlotnik and Mayor Nicholson for their due diligence to help us get this award for $3.5 million. So thank you very much. And now I will introduce Patty Bergstrom.
What a fabulous day in the city that we love. It is so exciting for me, who has been downtown for 37 years, to watch this project happening, because when I joined in 1987, the rear Main Street was a project that was just talked about. We have all the elements that we need to make our downtown and our city even more successful and more fabulous. Housing is important down here. Parking is very important. New businesses like Diamond Heart Studio, old businesses like the Paramount, John's Sport Shop, Priscilla's Candy. They've been here 9 decades, 6 decades, 8 decades, and I've been here almost 4 decades. And to have a fabulous mayor, a supportive city councilor, a state rep who makes our dreams come true. Thank you, John. And to all of the good people that help and work together to make this city as fabulous as it is. I'm really excited about this. Now, on a personal note, could I say that? I did announce my retirement last week, but I want you to know that even though I may be retiring, I am the self-appointed CFO of Gardner now, Chief Fun Officer. And I plan to use this event space and all that's going on in our city to make it even more fabulous. So thank you. Oh, was I supposed to introduce?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. The next speaker are Sean and Nancy Bray, who are also the newest downtown business, and we're so excited to have them. And talk about fun. These people wrote the book on fun and are teaching us all.
No pressure there at all.
Hi, so we're Sean and Nancy Bray. We own Diamond Hearts Art Studio, which is
there.
The back of the studio will be to the back of this completed project. We are super excited to have so many more residents in Gardner and so much more opportunity to have fun and new friends.
When the mayor was asking us about did we want to open our business in downtown Gardner, one of the things that sold us was he was talking about this exact project and how much vitality it was going to bring to the Main Street area, the behind Main Street area. And, you know, it sold us. We just got very excited. We can't wait to meet all of our new neighbors.
Yeah, if Gardner is as welcoming to them as it has been to us, they're going to love living in Gardner.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor.
I think you've seen the excitement that's here around this project. And it's true that this has been happening for quite some time. Patty mentioned that, in the 1980s this was an idea, but this used to be an old factory site. In 2006, this started to enter into our urban renewal plans. And then in 2015, we had the new road funding approved by MassWorks and to purchase the property that was there. The road was built in 2018, and we had the ribbon cutting for that ceremony actually in this park. And I remember that because I was just hired in the mayor's office in a staff position at the time, and that was one of the first things that I got assigned, was making this a ribbon cutting spot for the brand new road that was there, that hopefully later on the road, something happened, literally down the road. And here we are, about to, launch into the final phase of this project and getting this going. The housing crisis that's facing Massachusetts is no stranger to us here in Gardner. So being able to work towards, finding some type of a solution for that by the apartment building that's going to be here and adding new residential space to Gardner. This with phase 2 almost doubling the amount of parking that we have in the downtown to face the concerns that several businesses who are looking at to the area who want to know, am I going to be able to survive here? Where are my customers going to park? Now we've got an answer to that question. And while it may not be the final answer, we're getting there because we continue to invest in our community and we continue to move Gardner forward. I want to thank the people on my team, our Community Development Director, Trevor Beauregard, and his staff in our Community Development Project, who unfortunately were unable to be here today due to other scheduling conflicts. The members of the Gardner Redevelopment Authority, Paul Tassoni and Magnus Carberg, who are here with us today, the City Council, State Representative Jonathan Zlotnik, who's been an integral part in this project alone, let alone all the other projects happening around Gardner, and making sure that we continue to work as a team to really make us stronger for a better future for us here in Gardner. And that's exactly what this project's doing, and I look forward to seeing the benefits that this brings, and we'll see you at the groundbreaking for this part of the project in the very near future. Thank you all very much for tuning in and joining. If you have any questions, you can contact my office at any time, and we look forward to getting this going. Thank you very much.